Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have Tiffany from Attic Echo.
How are you?
I wanted to talk about Attic Echo. What is it? If you could explain it to us.
So, Attic Echo is a publicity company. The easiest way to say what I do is I take a band's content and share it with as many people as possible, get it heard and seen by as many people as I can. So, I'm just the echo chamber for whatever a band creates. Um, if you want me to go into detail, I can, but that's the gist.
Do the bands reach out to you, or you contact them? How does that work?
Usually what happens is a band will reach out to me, at least at this point. When I first started, it was just kind of whatever band that I knew at the time, so friends in the local scene, that sort of stuff. But now word kind of travels through bands hear that one band is working with me, and then they end up reaching out to me.
How did this all begin? Did you need any experience to get into this, or how did it all start with you?
Well, it started when I was this company at least didn't start until years later, but at the beginning, it started with me being in the local music scene in my local area, which is Dayton, Ohio. That's the closest local scene, at least that and Cincinnati. So it just started with me going to shows in the area, that sort of stuff. But when I actually got into the industry, I started with doing journalism with a company called Frame the Stage. They're based out of Columbus and started writing reviews, started doing interviews. I'm still actually the lead contributor for Frame the Stage. Um, but this company branched from that because I saw bands that weren't really getting the attention that I felt they deserved. So I wanted to share their content with more people and just get them heard.
So you own this. Do you have any other employers, or is it just you doing this all yourself?
So about a month ago now, not quite a month, Sam McIntosh, who he owns Diamond Noise Agency, which is a booking company. Um, he now works with me to expand my company from just PR, so publicity services, to also media marketing. Um, we kind of now we can plan out a content schedule for bands rather than just me sharing their content.
What does Attic Echo encompass? Does that encompass like you going to shows, writing reviews, taking pictures? Um, what all do you do for a band once you get a band?
So the writing reviews and stuff like that, that's more the press. So that's more what I'm gearing towards to get bands. So what I do is I reach out to these publications, such as Frame the Stage, even though I work there, but that's just the easy example, or Alternative Press or Metal Injection. Some of these guys to get a band reviews. I coordinate premieres, coordinate just about any kind of content that a publication is willing to do, whether it's interviews, reviews, premieres, any of that sort. Just any content that I can get for bands.
And Frame the Stage is what do you do there?
At Frame the Stage, I've kind of slacked off a little bit lately just because I've been focusing more on Attic Echo. But at Frame the Stage, I write reviews. I do the interviews. So I've actually done in person interviews with Escape the Fate and Islander. That's been a couple years ago, but it was still a great experience. And so I write the content there. Now I'm trying to get the content, get other people to write that content.
Once you get a band, then it branches off from there with other bands. Do they come looking for you, or do you look for them? And what do you look for when you do find a band you want to help promote?
If a band is reaching out to me, of course, typically that'll be through email. So I'm looking at what they kind of bring to the table just in that initial email. Do they know what they're looking for? Do they know what they're actually trying to gain from me? And from there, it's about, do I feel I can be beneficial to their team? What genre are they? Where are they at in their careers? Do they have a substantial amount of content upcoming? Um, I do sort of look at numbers, but at the end of the day, the numbers really don't matter if the content's there. So if that upcoming content is good enough, and I feel it'll be um, that it'll gain the traction from listeners, then those numbers really are kind of under the table at that point.
How did this all begin? Did you like just promote bands on like Facebook, or how did that start with your career towards this?
The first band that I worked with, they're no longer around. They're on hiatus at this point, but they're called Then Falls the Sky. Um, that's the first band that I did any PR for. Um, it was closely resembling what I do now, except for on a lesser level. I was still writing the press release. I was still distributing it to a number of publications, still trying to get the reviews and the interviews for the band. But I definitely didn't have the contacts that I do now. I didn't have the networking, the just the rapport with the people that I do now. Since then, I've gotten premieres on Metal Injection. I've had bands on Knotfest. Just a number of ones that I didn't have any clue who worked at those publications when I first started. So it's gained traction. I've only been doing this a year now, but it's grown since I first started for sure.
Could you name some of the bands that you have on your roster that you've uh, been involved with?
Bands ranging from pop to metal. On the pop side, I have Animal Sun, who are on tour right now. So if you want tickets, they're going across the U.S. Feel free to go to their website and grab them. I also have Cannibal Kids, who are down in Miami. They're kind of known in that area. They'll actually be on part of Animal Sun's tour. Um, I've just started working with Vital Signs and Television Skies, which are two projects that I'm really excited about. I think they'll resonate a lot with people. I have on kind of the metalcore metal side, I have Traverse the Abyss. They've released a few singles recently. Um, Only Human and Trainwreck. They're definitely that heavy metalcore or heavy metal. So they have a lot of the screaming, the growls, that sort of stuff. I have Transient, who are down in New Orleans. Um, they're they just got off of a tour with Pigweed. Let's see. Um, I'm blanking on some of my other artists at the moment. I have Jack's Diaries. They're in Italy. So hopefully they'll have some new content coming up. Uh, they're definitely in the works with some stuff. Um, I did have Starless on my roster. We have since parted ways only due to the fact that they're currently in their writing process. So um, that's one thing that I will do is if a band is kind of in between releases, they don't have to stay on my roster. They can take a time out and they can come back when they have some more stuff to release. Um, let's see. Is there anybody else I'm forgetting? Um, yeah, I have Rosecrest. They're in Dayton, Ohio. They're actually local to me, so I've kind of known those guys, hearing their names in the scene. Um, and they're more of that pop punk, kind of emo ish. Um, so they kind of feed off of that OG emo, Hawthorne Heights, Taking Back Sunday type stuff. So they're fun. Hopefully they'll have some new stuff coming up soon. I also have Dark Inside. That's another one I forgot, for the time being, at least. But hopefully they'll have some stuff coming up. We've been in talks about what they're planning to do. So hopefully a lot of these artists will have some new stuff coming up soon.
It really don't matter what genre the band is from. You'll take anybody from any genre, basically.
Generally speaking, yeah. It really just has to speak to me. Whatever genre it is, it has to speak to me in some sense. Whether I feel like it brings that emotion and it captures me and brings me in, or I feel like it'll gain traction with the right people. I do have to be somewhat passionate about the project, otherwise, I'm probably not gonna, focus my attention on it and it'll kind of go stale just because I'm not feeling it. Um, but generally speaking, yeah, it's anyone's willing, anyone's welcome. Uh, Now that doesn't mean that if there's a hip hop artist that comes to me, my contacts probably aren't going to be there. I would have to fish out those contacts. I'm not above that if I'm passionate about what they're doing, but my contacts definitely range within pop to metal.
What are you currently listening to as far as new music out there? Is there anything new out there we need to know about?
That's a tough one. I'm a sucker for Post Malone. I'll put that out there. Um, so yeah, he has a decent new song out. One that I wasn't hip to until a little while ago is the Kid Leroy. He's also in that Post Malone vein, um, but he's definitely got the traction there for sure. I love the new Atreyu album. Um, let's see. Um, hmm, the new Hawthorne Heights album just came out, and that's a band that I've loved for over half my life now. So I was definitely excited to see that come out. Um, hmm. No one else is coming to mind at the moment. Um, let's see. Is there anyone I'm forgetting that you've been listening to that uh, maybe I should listen to?
The only thing I've been listening to is the bands that I've been interviewing here lately, and I like the Animal Sun. I really like them. Uh, Transient is good, and let me see. I have to get out my book here. um, Dead Eyes. They're from up around New York. They're really good. Uh, Waiting for Eternity. Fight Like Sin. Any Given Sin. Any of those are really good. How would we get a hold of you if we want your help to promote music and stuff? How do bands get a hold of you?
The easiest way to get a hold of me is to just email me at tiffany@atticecho.com. That's where I'll see it first. That's where I check every day, multiple times a day. Um, if you want to reach out to me on Facebook, you definitely can. Uh, just look up my name. There's only one of me, probably. So I have a unique name that's not going to really be around. So um, you can just reach out to me through Messenger, or you can go to my website, atticecho.com. There is a contact tab at the top that you can just click, and it'll send an email to my inbox. So you kind of cut the middleman and just email me. But I've got emails from that website, and that's perfectly fine too.
Is there anything else you'd like to add before we go here?
I'd say the biggest thing right now is uh, go see Animal Sun on tour. If you like that electro pop, if you like pop rock, they're going to be all over the country. Just go to animalsunofficial.net and the ticket link is right there. These guys are going to be on tour from, well, the tour actually starts tomorrow until October 16th. So they have a long road ahead of them, and they could use the faces out at the shows for sure. Other than that, just keep an eye on my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. They're all at Attic Echo. They're easy to find. Um, I should have some new content coming up soon, and I always share anything from the bands that I work with there. So if you follow me, you won't miss out on any of my bands.